The mind is a powerful thing, more powerful than most of us can imagine. In The Power of Mindset, we explore how our mindset shapes not only what we achieve, but also how we feel, respond, and ultimately live our lives. Through 7 transformative insights, this book reveals how to unlock resilience, happiness, and success by shifting our mental perspectives. Each insight builds on the last, guiding you through the steps to a powerful and growth-focused mindset. Join me in this journey to harness the potential within you and discover a life of abundance and fulfillment. Point 1. Unleashing the mind's full potential. Imagine waking up each day with a fresh perspective, feeling equipped to tackle whatever life throws your way. Many of us think our mind's potential is fixed, that we can't significantly change our outlook, skills, or level of happiness. But in reality, the mind is far more powerful and adaptable than we often believe. At the core of The Power of Mindset is a bold message. We can cultivate and control our mindset to change how we approach life, and by doing so, we can change our lives in ways we may never have thought possible. This insight isn't just a theory. It's a starting point for a journey of self-discovery that's deeply impactful and transformational. The journey begins with understanding that our mind is the foundation of every thought, belief, and action we take. When you look at a problem, your mindset determines whether it feels like an insurmountable obstacle or a stepping stone to growth. This perspective isn't just something we inherit. It's something we can develop, shape, and actively improve. Every thought you have, every small belief you carry, contributes to the outcomes in your life. The power to cultivate a positive, growth-oriented mindset begins with seeing the mind not as a static entity, but as a dynamic, flexible tool we can hone and harness. When you change your mindset, you unlock doors to new opportunities, overcome limitations, and set yourself on a path toward a richer, more fulfilling life. One essential element of unlocking the mind's potential is becoming aware of the narratives we create. Throughout our lives, each experience, interaction, and observation shapes how we see ourselves and the world around us. For instance, let's say you've had a lifelong belief that you aren't good with numbers. Maybe it started from an offhand comment by a teacher or a rough experience with math in school. As time passed, this belief grew stronger. Without realizing it, you've been telling yourself a story that numbers are beyond you, that math is something you just can't do. It's stories like these that become powerful blocks in our minds. They become deeply ingrained narratives that shape our choices, limit our potential, and narrow our possibilities. But what happens when you question these narratives? What if, instead of seeing that math class as a closed door, you viewed it as an opportunity to learn, stretch, and prove to yourself that you can develop new skills? This shift is not just about positive thinking. It's about actively choosing to rewrite the story of what you believe you're capable of. By challenging these narratives, you start to chip away at self-imposed limitations, opening up mental space for new abilities and achievements. The mind's potential isn't just something we tap into once. It's a well we can draw from continuously, with each new story we choose to tell ourselves. As you start to view your mind as a flexible, adaptable tool, something amazing happens. You begin to approach life with a greater sense of possibility. No longer confined by beliefs about what you can or can't do, you open yourself to new paths and opportunities. Imagine someone who believes they're too old to learn a new skill. Maybe they've always wanted to play a musical instrument or learn a new language, but they hold themselves back, thinking their time has passed. This belief becomes a barrier between them and a richer experience of life. But when they see that the mind is capable of growth at any stage, this changes. By starting small, maybe practicing just a few notes or words each day, they can eventually make real progress. And that progress builds on itself, creating confidence and excitement. This shift in mindset transforms obstacles into challenges worth tackling. It's the kind of shift that can reshape how we see every experience, especially the hard ones. Take a setback, for example, something as common as a failure at work or a difficult relationship issue. The natural reaction may be to shrink back, to see it as evidence that we are not enough or that life is simply unfair. But when you unlock the power of a growth-oriented mindset, you view setbacks as an essential part of learning. You start to see them as steps on the way to mastery. Each struggle, when viewed through this lens, becomes a lesson, a way to refine and strengthen your abilities. What's remarkable about this shift is that it also changes how others see us. People are naturally drawn to those who have this energy, who approach life with a spirit of growth and possibility. Imagine how different a conversation is when one person is confident and open to learning, rather than fearful or defeated. This mindset not only improves our own experiences, but often inspires those around us to adopt a similar perspective, creating a ripple effect that amplifies the benefits. At the heart of this journey to unleash the mind's full potential is an understanding of the two primary mindsets that shape our lives: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. The fixed mindset sees abilities, intelligence, and talents as set in stone, something you're either born with or not. The growth mindset, on the other hand, views these qualities as abilities that can be developed and improved over time. When we adopt a growth mindset, we become more resilient, more willing to take on challenges, and more open to new experiences. The journey toward a growth mindset is like peeling away layers of assumptions and fears, revealing a new self underneath that's ready to take on the world. For many people, the shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset feels like a revelation. It's as if they're seeing themselves for the first time, with new possibilities that were previously hidden. It's powerful to realize that your mind, rather than being a source of limits, can become the foundation of your success. It can be a liberating experience, and once you experience it, there's no turning back. Every challenge becomes an opportunity, every setback a stepping stone, and every effort a way to grow stronger. To truly unlock the mind's potential, there's another important step: self-awareness. Self-awareness is about understanding the thoughts that run through your mind daily and the impact they have on your actions. Do you find yourself thinking, "I can't," more often than "I can"? Do you give up before you even start because you fear failure? Self-awareness lets you catch these thoughts, question them, and replace them with more empowering beliefs. Over time, you can train your mind to react to situations differently, in ways that serve you better. Self-awareness is like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes, helping you to shape your life in a way that aligns with your goals and values. As you cultivate this self-awareness, you also begin to experience a deeper sense of purpose. You start to ask yourself not just, "What do I want to achieve?" but "What kind of person do I want to become?" This shift in focus is powerful. It turns your attention from external success, like wealth, status, or approval, to internal growth, resilience, and satisfaction. As you pursue this path, you naturally become the hero of your own story, shaping not just what you do, but who you are and how you feel about the life you're creating. This journey toward unleashing the mind's full potential is continuous, and each step builds upon the last. Every small victory, every time you choose to believe in growth, to try something new, to learn from a mistake, strengthens your capacity for the next challenge. Point 2. Identifying and overcoming limiting beliefs. We all carry stories within us, stories about who we are, what we're capable of, and what the world expects from us. These stories often start as faint whispers, perhaps from a childhood experience, an offhand comment, or a setback we never fully moved past. Over time, however, these whispers can become louder, shaping our decisions and holding us back. These are what we call limiting beliefs, deep-seated assumptions that silently influence our choices, our confidence, and even our happiness. But what if we could recognize these beliefs for what they are? Barriers that we have the power to dismantle. The process of identifying and overcoming limiting beliefs is like stepping into a whole new version of yourself, free from the invisible chains of self-doubt. A limiting belief can be anything that keeps us from moving forward or trying something new. Think about a time you hesitated before taking a risk, maybe applying for a new job, signing up for a class, or starting a project. That little voice that tells you you're not good enough, or people like you can't do things like that, is a perfect example. These beliefs feel real because we've given them years, sometimes decades, to settle in. For instance, a person who once struggled with public speaking as a young adult may now, years later, shy away from speaking up in meetings, believing that they simply aren't a good communicator. These beliefs don't just make us cautious. They build walls around what we think is possible. The first step to breaking down these walls is recognizing them. Many of us operate on autopilot, not even realizing when a limiting belief is at work. It's easy to blame external circumstances, to think, I just wasn't meant for that, or that's just not me. But when we pause to really listen, we begin to notice patterns. Let's say you're faced with a new challenge at work, like learning a complicated piece of technology. The thought immediately arises, I'm too old for this, or I'll never figure this out. In that moment, you have an opportunity to question the thought. Is it truly impossible? Or is that voice just a long-standing belief whispering its usual doubts? As we start to question these beliefs, we often find that they're not grounded in truth. They're simply habits of thinking. And habits, as we know, can be changed. Challenging a limiting belief might feel like chipping away at a stone wall that's been part of you for years. But with each question, each doubt, and each new experience, the wall weakens. The beauty of this process is that you don't need to tackle the biggest fears or doubts all at once. Start small. If you've always thought, I'm not good with technology, try learning just one new feature on your phone or computer. The moment you see progress, you begin to loosen the grip of that belief. Suddenly, the idea of mastering new skills feels a little less daunting. Once we've started to question our beliefs, the next step is to replace them with something more empowering. A belief, after all, is just a repeated thought that we've come to accept as true. Instead of telling ourselves, I'm terrible at this, we can start saying, I'm learning and improving. This shift may seem subtle, but it's incredibly powerful. Replacing limiting beliefs with positive affirmations is like planting seeds for new growth. When you tell yourself, I am capable of learning this, or I can improve with practice, you're giving your mind new material to work with. Over time, these new beliefs become your default way of thinking, and the old limiting beliefs lose their power. Think of limiting beliefs as layers of armor that you no longer need. At some point, that armor may have served a purpose. Maybe it kept you from getting hurt, from taking risks that felt too overwhelming at the time. But as we grow, we realize that this armor has become a burden, weighing us down and keeping us from exploring new possibilities. By shedding these layers, you free yourself to experience life with openness and curiosity. A person who once believed they were too shy to connect with others might find themselves enjoying rich, meaningful relationships once they set aside that outdated belief. Overcoming limiting beliefs doesn't just affect our inner lives, it transforms how we engage with the world. Imagine you've always believed that people don't change, or there's no point in trying new things at my age. Now, as you start to challenge these beliefs, you might notice a new openness. You become willing to try things that once seemed out of reach, to see potential in places you previously ignored. Let's say someone who always saw themselves as not athletic decides to try yoga. At first, it might feel awkward and uncomfortable, but as they continue, they find that their body responds, grows stronger, and even enjoys the practice. The realization that they can redefine their abilities opens up a whole new world of self-discovery. This journey of overcoming limiting beliefs is not just about achieving goals. It's about transforming how we see ourselves. As we release these outdated beliefs, we begin to see ourselves as adaptable, resilient, and capable. This shift changes our approach to life's challenges. Instead of dreading the unknown, we start to see it as an opportunity. Rather than feeling limited by what we think we can't do, we focus on what we're willing to try. When a person who believed they weren't creative starts experimenting with drawing or writing, they may surprise themselves with newfound skills and joys. Overcoming these beliefs also requires patience and self-compassion. Changing long-standing thoughts doesn't happen overnight. You may find yourself slipping back into old patterns, and that's okay. What matters is recognizing when it happens and gently guiding yourself back to the new belief you're nurturing. Treat this process as you would a young plant that needs watering and sunlight to grow. With each day that you remind yourself of your potential, with each step you take to challenge a limiting belief, you're nourishing a new, stronger mindset. As you replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, you may also start to see positive changes ripple through your relationships. When you view yourself as capable and worthy, it changes how you interact with others. You might notice that you're more confident in expressing your needs, setting boundaries, or pursuing connections that bring you joy. Just as limiting beliefs once held you back, your newfound beliefs now propel you forward. You become more open to meeting new people, trying new things, and sharing more of yourself with the world. Overcoming limiting beliefs is about reclaiming parts of ourselves that we lost along the way. It's about saying yes to life again with all its uncertainties and challenges. When you choose to believe that you are capable of change, that growth is possible at any age, you step into a version of yourself that is more resilient, more curious, and more alive. You start to see every challenge as a chance to grow, every failure as a lesson, and every opportunity as a gift. Point 3. Embracing the power of positive thinking. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring life's challenges or pretending that difficulties don't exist. Instead, it's a powerful approach to life that reshapes how we view ourselves, our setbacks, and the world around us. Choosing to think positively, especially in the face of hardship, opens doors to growth and resilience that negativity simply doesn't allow. When we embrace positive thinking, we're not turning a blind eye to reality. We're giving ourselves permission to approach reality in a way that strengthens and uplifts us. Imagine waking up on a day when things just don't seem to go your way. The coffee spills, the car doesn't start right, and maybe there's an unexpected bill waiting. Now, your first reaction might be frustration or disappointment, but with a shift in mindset, you can start to see these little moments in a new light. Maybe the coffee spill is a reminder to slow down, or the car issue becomes an opportunity to practice patience or creativity in finding another solution. This shift doesn't change what happened, but it changes how you experience it. Instead of letting small misfortunes pile up and shape your day, positive thinking helps you see them as manageable moments, temporary obstacles that don't have to define your outlook. This shift toward positive thinking becomes even more powerful when we look at how it affects our self-confidence. When we choose to view challenges as opportunities for growth, we naturally build trust in ourselves. Think of someone who has always told themselves, "I'm not very good at meeting new people." This belief likely limits their social interactions and reinforces their shyness. Now, if they begin to think more positively, telling themselves, meeting people is a chance to learn something new, that simple change in perspective can help them approach social situations with less anxiety and more curiosity. They might still feel nervous, but now they're also open to the possibility that each interaction could be valuable, even enjoyable. Positive thinking doesn't mean every encounter will be perfect, but it sets the stage for growth and self-assurance. Another key part of positive thinking is resilience. Life brings unexpected events, some of which are difficult or even painful. It's tempting in those moments to think negatively or to assume the worst about what lies ahead. But when we approach challenges with positivity, we create mental space to search for solutions, or at the very least, to accept what's happening with calmness and clarity. Picture someone who unexpectedly loses their job. The immediate reaction might be panic or self-doubt. Thoughts like, "I'll never find another job," or "I'm not good enough." But by shifting to a positive mindset, this person can begin to ask themselves different questions. What new opportunities could this open up for me? Or what skills can I develop during this transition? With these questions, they turn a difficult situation into a path forward, a chance to reset and pursue something new. Positive thinking also has a ripple effect on relationships. When we bring a positive outlook into our interactions, people notice. Conversations are lighter, conflicts feel less overwhelming, and even difficult topics can be approached with more grace. For instance, imagine a situation where a family member or friend makes a mistake that affects you directly. Without positive thinking, it's easy to hold on to resentment or even retaliate with harsh words. But with a positive mindset, you're more likely to address the issue with empathy, seeing it as an opportunity to strengthen the relationship. You might say something supportive or constructive, which can help the other person feel understood and valued. Positive thinking encourages us to build bridges in our relationships, to seek solutions that deepen connections rather than strain them. Our health also benefits in tremendous ways from positive thinking. Studies have shown that people who practice positive thinking tend to experience less stress, which, in turn, can reduce the risk of chronic health conditions. Stress wears down both the mind and the body, and when we're locked into negative thinking, the physical effects can accumulate. On the other hand, positive thinking helps us manage stress in healthier ways. When faced with a stressful event, someone with a positive mindset is more likely to look for constructive coping strategies, such as exercising, talking to a friend, or practicing mindfulness, rather than letting stress build up. This healthier approach to stress not only improves mental well-being, but also protects the body, making positive thinking a key factor in both short-term and long-term health. Developing a habit of positive thinking does take time and effort, especially if we're used to seeing the negative side of things, but it's worth the practice. One effective way to cultivate positive thinking is by actively noticing the good things around us, even if they're small. If you've had a tiring day, for example, you might end the day by reflecting on something that went well, even if it was just a small success like finishing a task or having a good conversation. By training yourself to recognize these positive moments, you begin to focus on what's working in your life instead of what isn't. This shift doesn't erase difficulties, but it makes them easier to bear because you're strengthening your ability to see the good in the midst of the bad. This mindset of positive thinking can even transform how we approach our goals. Let's say you have a goal that's important to you, maybe learning a new skill, starting a fitness routine, or working on a project. With a positive mindset, setbacks don't feel like failures. They become stepping stones. A person trying to get into shape, for example, may have days where they don't feel like exercising or where progress feels slow. With positive thinking, they can see these moments as part of the journey rather than as obstacles. They might think, today was tough, but tomorrow is a new chance to keep going. This attitude keeps them moving forward, making it more likely that they'll reach their goal because they're focused on progress, not perfection. Positive thinking doesn't mean everything will go smoothly, but it makes you more adaptable when things don't go as planned. By focusing on what's possible instead of what's wrong, you cultivate resilience, confidence, and a willingness to keep trying. As you strengthen this mindset, you also become more willing to take on challenges that once felt intimidating. Each time you choose to see the potential in a situation, you reinforce a belief in your own ability to create positive outcomes, even in the face of difficulty. This belief, once cultivated, can serve as a powerful motivator, helping you approach each day with a renewed sense of purpose and possibility. The power of positive thinking extends beyond just our personal experiences. When we choose positivity, we inspire others around us to do the same. Think of how contagious a smile or an encouraging word can be. By sharing positivity, you create an environment where others feel uplifted and motivated. This impact isn't just temporary. It can create lasting changes in relationships, communities, and even workplaces. When people feel positive, they're more likely to work together, support one another, and tackle challenges with a collaborative spirit. Point 4. Building resilience to bounce back stronger. Resilience is like a muscle, one that allows us to withstand life's pressures, recover from setbacks, and come back even stronger. Building resilience isn't about avoiding pain or difficulty. Rather, it's about learning to respond to life's challenges in ways that empower us. Think about resilience as a skill we can cultivate. Just like learning to play an instrument or improving physical fitness, it takes practice, patience, and a willingness to grow through what we face. Imagine a time in your life when something significant didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a career setback, a health scare, or a personal loss. When these moments hit, they can shake us to our core, making us question our strength or even our ability to keep going. But resilience is the inner resolve that says, I can get through this. It's the quiet strength that reminds us that even when the road is rocky, we have what it takes to move forward one step at a time. And with every challenging experience, our resilience grows, preparing us for the future with a greater sense of courage and stability. A key part of resilience is recognizing that setbacks and struggles are part of the human experience. They're unavoidable, but they don't have to define us. Instead, they can be seen as opportunities to learn and grow. Think of resilience like a tree with deep roots. The wind may blow fiercely, the rain may pour, but the tree remains grounded because of those roots. In the same way, resilience allows us to stay grounded, even when life's storms rage around us. We may bend, we may feel shaken, but we don't break. Over time, each storm deepens those roots, giving us strength and confidence we didn't know we had. One powerful way to build resilience is by learning to embrace change rather than resist it. Life is full of unexpected twists, and the more we try to avoid change, the harder it becomes to handle. Instead, resilience teaches us to face change head-on. For instance, someone who loses a long-held job might initially feel defeated, but resilience allows them to see this moment as a chance to explore new possibilities. They might discover skills they never used before or find themselves pursuing a passion that had been on the back burner for years. By embracing change, resilience helps us see beyond the immediate disappointment, allowing us to adapt and grow. A crucial aspect of resilience is emotional regulation, the ability to manage our emotions rather than letting them control us. Life's challenges naturally bring up strong emotions like fear, anger, or sadness. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring these feelings. It means acknowledging them without letting them dictate our actions. Picture someone who receives difficult news, like a health diagnosis. The initial reaction may be one of shock, followed by fear or even anger. But by practicing resilience, they learn to navigate these emotions, processing them in a way that keeps them focused on finding solutions or support. They might take time to talk with loved ones, research treatment options, or even join a support group. In doing so, they honor their feelings without letting those feelings overpower them. This balance allows them to stay steady in the face of difficulty. Developing resilience also involves learning to reframe challenges. Reframing is about seeing a situation from a new angle, one that highlights possibilities instead of just problems. Take, for example, someone who experiences a major personal loss. The grief may feel overwhelming, making it hard to see beyond the pain. But over time, with resilience, they might begin to ask themselves what they can learn from this experience. Perhaps it deepens their empathy for others, or inspires them to make the most of each day. Reframing doesn't erase the pain, but it shifts the focus, helping them find meaning even in hardship. Support from others plays a significant role in resilience. While resilience is an internal strength, it's often bolstered by the people around us. Having friends, family, or mentors who encourage us can make a world of difference when we're going through tough times. Imagine someone facing a career setback who has a supportive spouse or friend reminding them of their strengths and potential. This support doesn't solve their problem, but it reinforces their resilience, helping them feel capable of moving forward. In times of adversity, even a single encouraging conversation can spark the motivation needed to keep going. Practicing self-compassion is another cornerstone of resilience. When life gets tough, it's easy to be hard on ourselves, to think we should be handling things better or should be stronger. But self-compassion allows us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we'd offer a friend. Imagine someone who is recovering from a financial setback. Without self-compassion, they might feel overwhelmed by guilt or regret, making it difficult to move forward. But with a compassionate mindset, they remind themselves that mistakes happen and that they're not alone in facing financial challenges. They give themselves permission to learn from the experience rather than being weighed down by it. This approach doesn't remove the problem, but it lightens the emotional burden, making it easier to find solutions. Resilience also grows through small, everyday actions that build mental and physical strength. Just like a workout routine strengthens the body, small acts of resilience strengthen the mind. Maybe someone starts practicing gratitude by taking a few moments each day to reflect on something they're thankful for. Or perhaps they start setting small, manageable goals that push them out of their comfort zone. Each of these practices, though seemingly small, contributes to a resilient mindset over time. When challenges arise, they're better prepared because they've been building resilience all along, even in the quieter moments. In this journey, setbacks can become valuable teachers. Every time we face and overcome a challenge, we gain new tools and insights that help us handle future difficulties. Think of someone who's been through a difficult relationship breakup. Initially, it might feel like an emotional storm that will never end. But with time and resilience, they come out of the experience stronger, with a clearer sense of what they want and need in a relationship. The lessons learned become part of their foundation, guiding them in future relationships. In this way, resilience not only helps us bounce back, but also helps us grow wiser and more self-aware. Resilience is also closely tied to flexibility. Life rarely goes according to plan, and our ability to adapt is essential to navigating those unexpected turns. Someone who has spent years building a business may face sudden economic challenges that threaten their livelihood. Without resilience, they might feel defeated, ready to give up. But with resilience, they approach the situation differently. They look for alternative ways to keep the business going, maybe by exploring new markets or adjusting their services. Flexibility becomes their ally, allowing them to stay focused on their goals even when the path to achieving them changes. At the heart of resilience is hope. Hope is what keeps us moving forward, even when things look bleak. It's the quiet belief that tomorrow can be better, that the effort we're putting in today will lead to something meaningful. Point 5. Visualizing a future of success and happiness. One of the most powerful tools we have in shaping our future is the ability to visualize it. Visualization isn't about wishful thinking or simply daydreaming. It's about creating a mental image of where we want to go and who we want to become, and then using that image to guide our actions and choices. Visualization connects us to our goals on a deeper level, making them feel real and attainable long before they've fully materialized. It's like giving our mind a roadmap, a destination to focus on, which then influences every step we take along the way. Picture yourself in a space of calm and clarity, with the freedom to imagine your ideal life without limits or doubt. When we visualize, we're giving ourselves permission to think beyond the boundaries of the present. If you've ever imagined yourself in a new role, trying a new skill, or achieving a long-desired goal, you've already tapped into the power of visualization. This practice enables us to see ourselves in new ways and opens up the mental pathways needed to make those images a reality. When we visualize, we don't just see an outcome, we see the path to that outcome, the small steps and choices that will bring it to life. One of the key elements of effective visualization is to be specific. The more detailed our mental picture, the more powerful the effect. For instance, if you want to be healthier, it helps to visualize not just feeling fit, but what that actually looks like day to day. You might imagine yourself with energy to spare, feeling great as you walk outside, enjoying a nutritious meal, and appreciating the strength in your body. These vivid details create a sensory experience, anchoring the vision into your mind. When the brain processes this detailed picture, it doesn't fully differentiate between real experiences and imagined ones. This means your mind and body start to believe that your vision is not only possible, but also within reach. Imagine someone who has always wanted to learn a musical instrument, but feels unsure about where to begin. By visualizing the steps of picking up the instrument, practicing each day, and gradually improving, they're creating a path that their mind can follow. They might picture the joy of playing a simple song or the sense of accomplishment after mastering a new skill. With each visualization, they reinforce this possibility, building up the courage and determination to make it real. Visualization, in this way, becomes a rehearsal for success. By seeing themselves in action, they reduce the intimidation of the unknown and start each step with a sense of familiarity. Another important aspect of visualization is the effect it has on motivation. Life has a way of testing us, placing obstacles in our path that make our goals feel distant or even impossible. But with a clear mental image of the future we're working toward, it becomes easier to stay focused and motivated, even when things get tough. Consider someone who is working toward a major career goal. When faced with a setback, they might feel discouraged or doubt their ability to keep going. But if they've spent time visualizing themselves achieving that goal, standing in front of a successful project, celebrating a milestone, they're less likely to be deterred. That mental image serves as a reminder of why they started, pulling them forward with renewed commitment. Visualization is also a tool for overcoming fear and self-doubt. Often, what holds us back is not a lack of ability, but rather a fear of failure or the belief that we're not capable. Through visualization, we can practice facing those fears in a safe, controlled environment. Imagine someone who has always wanted to try public speaking, but feels paralyzed by nerves. Through visualization, they can picture themselves on stage, feeling calm, speaking confidently, and connecting with the audience. As they mentally rehearse this experience, they begin to build confidence, reducing the fear that once held them back. By the time they actually step on stage, they've already been there in their mind, and this familiarity empowers them to take action. This process is not about ignoring challenges, but rather preparing for them. When we visualize, we're not just imagining the end goal. We're imagining the journey. We mentally walk ourselves through the process, anticipating obstacles and planning how to handle them. If someone has a goal of running a marathon, for instance, they might visualize the entire journey, from the early morning training runs to the physical and mental fatigue they'll face along the way. By preparing their mind for these challenges, they're less likely to be surprised or discouraged when they arise. Visualization strengthens resilience, making the journey feel less daunting because it's already been rehearsed. What's fascinating about visualization is that it doesn't just affect our mindset. It also influences our physical responses. Studies have shown that when people vividly imagine performing a physical task, like lifting weights or running, their muscles activate in a way that mimics actual movement. This connection between mind and body means that visualization can physically prepare us for the actions we need to take. It primes us to be ready when the opportunity or challenge arises. If someone visualizes themselves handling a difficult conversation calmly and assertively, they're mentally preparing their body to stay composed and focused when the moment actually comes. Visualization also has the power to clarify our goals. Sometimes, we may have a vague idea of what we want but haven't fully defined it. Through visualization, we can explore our desires more deeply, gaining insight into what truly matters to us. Imagine someone who is considering a major life change, like moving to a new city or changing careers. By visualizing the details of that future, how it feels to wake up in a new environment, the excitement of learning new skills, the satisfaction of pursuing a passion, they gain a clearer picture of whether this path is right for them. Visualization helps us explore these choices internally, making it easier to align our actions with our true desires. Incorporating visualization into daily life doesn't require any special equipment or a lot of time. It's a simple practice that can be done anywhere. Some people find it helpful to start their day with a few minutes of visualization, focusing on what they want to accomplish and the mindset they want to carry throughout the day. Others might use visualization in moments of stress, taking a moment to picture themselves handling the situation with calm and confidence. This practice becomes a mental anchor, allowing them to reconnect with their goals and values no matter what is happening around them. The beauty of visualization is that it taps into the mind's natural creativity and problem-solving abilities. When we visualize, we're not just creating a picture. We're engaging our imagination, encouraging our mind to explore solutions and possibilities we might not see otherwise. For instance, if someone has a goal of starting their own business, they might use visualization to imagine the steps involved from planning to launching. As they visualize, they might notice new ideas or strategies come into mind, ideas that help them see how to move forward. Visualization doesn't just clarify the goal, it helps reveal the steps needed to achieve it. Ultimately, visualization is about taking control of the narrative we create for ourselves. Point 6. Connecting mindset with personal success. Success is something that we each define in our own way, but regardless of our goals, mindset plays an enormous role in determining whether or not we reach them. When we think about what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short, we might focus on skills, resources, or even luck. But underlying all these factors is a powerful, sometimes hidden force: mindset. How we approach our goals, handle obstacles, and recover from setbacks is all shaped by our beliefs, attitudes, and perspectives. Connecting mindset with success means recognizing that our thoughts influence every choice we make, which ultimately guides the direction of our lives. Imagine someone who has set a major goal, like starting their own business or writing a book. This kind of endeavor often requires skills that may not come naturally, a steep learning curve, and a lot of patience. Along the way, there will likely be moments of self-doubt or failure, moments when giving up feels easier than pushing forward. But for someone with a success-oriented mindset, these challenges don't feel like signs to stop. Instead, they're reminders to adjust, learn, and keep going. A person with this mindset believes that setbacks are simply part of the journey, and that each obstacle is a chance to grow stronger and more skilled. This belief transforms every challenge into an opportunity to get closer to their goal. A success-driven mindset isn't just about optimism. It's about having a resilient belief in your own potential and the willingness to embrace growth. Think of it like setting out on a journey, without knowing exactly how you'll get there, but with confidence that you'll find your way. For example, someone who's passionate about changing careers might face a lot of uncertainty, and perhaps even criticism from others who think it's too late to start over. However, with a mindset focused on growth, this person sees every new experience, even the setbacks, as valuable. Rather than being discouraged, they're fueled by the belief that they can learn what's needed to succeed. With each skill they acquire or connection they make, they're actively building a path toward their new career. An essential part of this mindset is the belief that success isn't a destination, but an ongoing journey. People with a success-oriented mindset don't see their goals as isolated achievements. They see them as milestones in a lifelong process of learning and growth. Imagine someone who reaches a big personal goal, like completing a marathon after months of training. While the race is a huge accomplishment, the journey itself, every early morning run, every challenge they overcame along the way, becomes part of what they value most. This perspective keeps them moving forward, ready to tackle the next goal, and constantly growing. A mindset focused on continuous improvement means that success becomes not just about reaching a single destination, but about enjoying the process of self-discovery and resilience. Another key aspect of linking mindset with success is how we handle failure. Failure is inevitable. Everyone faces it at some point. But a mindset geared toward success doesn't view failure as an end. Instead, it's seen as feedback, a way of learning what works and what doesn't. Think about someone who's trying to start a new hobby, like painting. They may produce several pieces that don't meet their expectations, and it would be easy to conclude that they're simply not talented and give up. However, with a success-driven mindset, they're more likely to see each imperfect attempt as a step toward improvement. They learn from their mistakes, figuring out what techniques work best, and gradually build their skills. Each failure becomes part of their growth, fueling their journey rather than stopping it. Connecting mindset to success also involves cultivating a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the progress we make along the way. Success-oriented individuals tend to celebrate small wins, understanding that every step forward matters. Consider someone who's working toward financial independence. They might set a big goal, like saving a certain amount or paying off debt, which could take years to achieve. With a growth mindset, they don't wait to feel successful until the entire goal is met. Instead, they celebrate each milestone along the way. Each step closer to their goal gives them confidence and momentum, reminding them that they're moving in the right direction. This sense of gratitude and acknowledgement of progress keeps their motivation high and their journey enjoyable, even when the final goal is still in the distance. A success-oriented mindset also means having a sense of purpose that drives you forward. Purpose is what fuels us, what makes the effort feel worthwhile, even when things get difficult. When we're deeply connected to why we're pursuing a goal, it becomes easier to overcome the hurdles that inevitably arise. For instance, someone who wants to write a memoir might face numerous rejections or self-doubt about sharing their personal story. However, if they're clear on why this story matters to them, perhaps to connect with others, to share a meaningful lesson, or to leave a legacy, they're more likely to push through these challenges. Purpose keeps them grounded, helping them find the motivation to keep going, no matter how many obstacles they face. Furthermore, a mindset that supports success often includes a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. Growth rarely happens when we stay within familiar territory. Instead, it requires us to stretch, to take risks, and to try new things. Picture someone who has always been afraid of public speaking, but decides to volunteer to lead a presentation at work. At first, this might feel terrifying, filled with uncertainty, but with a success-oriented mindset, they recognize that stepping into discomfort is necessary for growth. Each time they practice, each time they get through the nerves and complete a presentation, they're building confidence and expanding their abilities. Eventually, what once felt impossible becomes a skill they carry forward, strengthening their overall sense of achievement and potential. It's also important to remember that a success-oriented mindset is about creating habits that support your goals. Small, consistent actions often build the foundation for bigger accomplishments. For example, someone who wants to improve their health might begin by making one small change, like walking a few extra steps each day or drinking more water. Over time, these actions build momentum, creating a routine that supports their larger goal. A mindset focused on success doesn't expect immediate results. It values steady, intentional progress. This commitment to consistent action ensures that, step by step, they're moving closer to their goal, creating a sustainable path to success that's built on discipline and determination. In many ways, connecting mindset with success is about taking control of our internal dialogue. We're constantly talking to ourselves, consciously or unconsciously, and this dialogue shapes how we view challenges, our abilities, and our potential. A success-driven mindset replaces doubts with encouragement, focusing on strengths instead of weaknesses. Point 7. Attracting abundance and opportunity. Imagine living with a mindset so open and receptive that opportunities seem to find their way to you. Attracting abundance isn't about sitting back and hoping for good things to happen. It's about cultivating a mindset that welcomes new possibilities and embraces a life filled with growth and fulfillment. When we shift our perspective from scarcity, thinking there's never enough or that we don't deserve success, to abundance, we unlock a wealth of potential within ourselves. We begin to see the world as a place rich with resources, connections, and opportunities, a place where growth and success are possible at any stage of life. The mindset of abundance starts with gratitude. Gratitude acts like a lens that brings the positive aspects of our lives into sharp focus. When we practice gratitude, we shift our attention from what we lack to what we have, creating a mental foundation that naturally attracts more positivity. For instance, someone who takes a moment each day to appreciate the things they often overlook, a kind gesture from a friend, a moment of peace in nature, or even a small personal accomplishment, cultivates a mindset that's more attuned to abundance. With each act of gratitude, we remind ourselves that we are surrounded by good things, and this attitude subtly influences how we see the world. Abundance also grows when we align our actions with our goals and desires. It's one thing to hope for success or dream of a fulfilling life, but it's another to actively work toward it. A person who wants to attract abundance in their career, for example, might start by investing time in learning new skills, expanding their network, or taking on projects that push them to grow. These actions signal to the mind that they are ready for success, and as they take each step, they naturally draw more opportunities into their life. This proactive approach creates a ripple effect. The more we invest in our goals, the more doors open to help us achieve them. It's as though the world starts to respond to our commitment, meeting our efforts halfway. Visualization plays a powerful role in attracting abundance. When we picture the life we want, we create a mental map that guides our actions and decisions. If someone dreams of building a business, they might begin by visualizing what that success looks like. Not just the financial aspects, but the daily realities, the relationships they'll build, the impact they'll make. This mental rehearsal creates a vivid image of success, making it feel tangible and within reach. Visualization helps the mind stay focused on what's possible, pushing aside doubt and allowing confidence to grow. When we believe in our ability to achieve something, we're far more likely to take the steps needed to make it happen. The people we surround ourselves with can either support or limit our abundance mindset. Spending time with individuals who are positive, motivated, and supportive reinforces our belief in possibilities, while negative influences can make us doubt ourselves. Imagine someone with a new goal, like improving their health. If they're around others who also prioritize well-being, they'll likely feel encouraged, supported, and inspired. On the other hand, spending time with those who discourage change or focus on limitations can make the goal feel harder to reach. Relationships that foster growth create an environment where abundance feels natural and achievable. Part of attracting abundance is learning to let go of limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are those thoughts that hold us back, like "I'm not good enough" or "there aren't enough resources for everyone." These beliefs create mental barriers that stop us from seeing opportunities right in front of us. To attract abundance, we must question these beliefs, replacing them with thoughts that open doors instead of closing them. Take, for example, someone who has always believed they're too old to start something new. By letting go of this belief, they open themselves up to possibilities they previously ignored, perhaps finding joy and fulfillment in a new passion or career. Releasing limiting beliefs clears the mental space needed to welcome abundance, allowing us to see and seize opportunities that were once invisible. Generosity is a surprising yet powerful element in attracting abundance. When we give, whether it's our time, resources, or even just a listening ear, we reinforce the mindset that there's plenty to go around. Generosity tells our mind that we live in a world of abundance, where helping others doesn't diminish our own success, but rather enriches our lives. Imagine someone who volunteers their time to mentor others. This act of generosity doesn't just benefit the mentor. It also brings a sense of fulfillment and connection to the mentor, reinforcing their belief in a supportive, abundant world. By giving freely, we attract positive energy and often receive unexpected rewards in return. An abundance mindset also requires patience and trust in the process. Sometimes we might be putting in the effort, visualizing our goals and practicing gratitude, yet the results seem slow to appear. In these moments, trusting the journey becomes crucial. Take someone who has been diligently saving for a major life change, like a long-awaited retirement adventure. It might feel, at times, like progress is moving at a snail's pace, but by focusing on each step and trusting that their actions will eventually lead to their goal, they build resilience. This patience isn't passive. It's an active trust in the seeds they're planting, knowing that with time they will bear fruit. Mindfulness is another practice that strengthens an abundance mindset. When we live mindfully, we pay closer attention to the present moment, fully engaging with what's around us. This awareness allows us to appreciate the abundance that already exists in our lives, the people, experiences, and moments that bring us joy and satisfaction. Someone practicing mindfulness might take a walk and notice details that usually go unnoticed, like the beauty of a blooming flower or the feeling of the sun on their face. This practice helps shift focus from what's missing to what's already here, reinforcing the mindset that life is full and rich. Abundance also invites collaboration, instead of seeing others as competitors. An abundance mindset views collaboration as a way to expand possibilities. For example, someone who's passionate about a project might seek out others with similar interests or complementary skills. Working together allows them to achieve more than they could alone, each person contributing something unique. When we collaborate, we tap into a shared wealth of ideas, talents, and resources, amplifying what each person can offer. This approach creates a network of abundance, where success is multiplied, not divided. In essence, attracting abundance is about creating an inner world that's open, generous, and resilient. It's about seeing possibilities rather than limitations, about focusing on what's possible rather than what's lacking. This mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more we believe in abundance, the more we notice and attract it. The journey to an abundant life isn't a single choice, but a series of choices made every day. To trust in possibilities, to invest in our growth, and to see the world as a place that supports our dreams. When we do this consistently, abundance is no longer something we chase. It's something we invite into our lives naturally and joyfully. Final words. Throughout this journey, we've explored the profound impact that a powerful mindset can have on every part of our lives. From realizing the full potential of our minds to letting go of limiting beliefs, each step toward a growth-focused mindset opens up new possibilities and strengthens our resilience. When we embrace positive thinking, we see life with fresh eyes, choosing to focus on opportunities rather than obstacles. Building resilience, we equip ourselves to bounce back stronger, using every setback as a stepping stone. And as we visualize the life we want, we create a clear path toward success and happiness, allowing our dreams to become more than just ideas. They become reachable goals. Connecting our mindset to personal success shows us that achievements don't just happen by accident. They're the result of our beliefs, our attitudes, and our persistence. Success isn't a one-time event, but a journey, shaped by our willingness to learn, adapt, and grow. And finally, as we shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, we invite new opportunities into our lives. We see the world not as a place of competition, but as a world of possibilities, rich with chances to connect, create, and collaborate. These steps are more than just abstract concepts. They are a call to action, an invitation to live with greater purpose and intention. The way we think truly shapes our reality. When we choose thoughts that uplift and encourage, we attract positivity into our lives. By letting go of limiting beliefs, we create space for growth, opening doors to experiences we never thought possible. This journey begins in our minds, but transforms our entire lives. Each day, each thought, and each belief becomes a powerful tool for creating the future we desire. If you've been waiting for the right moment to make a change, to try something new, or to go after a dream, let this be your sign. The world is waiting, and so much is possible when you believe in yourself and embrace the journey. This isn't about being perfect or achieving overnight success. It's about taking small, meaningful steps toward a life that fulfills and inspires you. You already have within you everything you need to create a life of success, joy, and abundance. So, take that first step, believe in your potential, and watch as each day brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. The power of mindset is more than a concept. It's a way of living that can transform every part of your life. Embrace it, and start creating the life you've always envisioned.